Staying consistent with fitness is hard, but it's even harder when life gets in the way. Right now I'm on the road in a hotel, and this isn't my ideal gym, but I have to make the best use of it. So today, I'm gonna show you how to get an amazing workout in while you're traveling on the road in a hotel with a gym similar to this one. So I'll show you the equipment that I have available to me, and then we'll dive into my workout. So here's a quick tour of the gym. We got a bench right here, got some dumbbells, goes up to 50 pounds, not too bad. We have a seated leg press here. Not my favorite leg press in the world, but again, you have to work with what you have. Have some medicine balls here, some funky shaped kettlebells, yoga mats, foam rollers, Bosu balls, that kind of thing. And then we have a standard cable setup with pull-up handles on top. Got a stationary bike here, ellipticals and treadmill for some more cardio. And then we have a chest press machine, and finally a lat pull down. So today I'm gonna be doing a full body workout. I'm gonna start out with the chest press. There's obviously a lot of other pushing exercises you could do. I just wanna use the chest press today. Get warmed up first with some lighter weight, and then get into our working sets. There we go. By the way, it's cold outside, it's cold in the hotel room, but in this gym, it is a sauna. It's gotta be like 90 degrees in here, which is good. I'm gonna get a sweat, but compared to the rest of the hotel, it was a bit of a shock to walk in here and it feels like a sauna. Another thing I wanna mention real quick about a chest press machine, in addition to the seat height, there's also usually a little clip right here that allows you to adjust where the handles are. So this is the furthest out, and this is closest to you. I like having it closer to me. Obviously, I don't want it to be so far back that I have to get into a weird position. This isn't that weird, but the reason I do that is because you have weight on your chest, on your pec through the entire range of motion. So when you're pushed out here, you're fully contracting that muscle, and as you pull back, you're starting to stretch that chest muscle out more. So if it was way up here, I have almost no stretch. There's nothing. I push this out, like I'm not even there. Whereas when I'm right here, I push, control that descent, and I still have weight all the way until right here. Now it's locked. So play with that, but get it close enough to you. You don't want to be starting right here because you never get that weight on these muscles when they're fully stretched, which is what we want. All right, now it's time for the lat pull down. I was originally gonna do pull-ups today, but I feel like the lat pull down might be a little bit better for some of you who are still trying to get your first pull-up. So first, I would recommend watching my video on pull-up negatives, but in addition to that, a lat pull down is a great exercise to help you work towards your first pull-up. A couple things to keep in mind here. If possible, unfortunately, I can't adjust this leg rest. Lower this down so it's tight on your legs. That way you don't kind of lift up off the seat at all. I'll just get on my toes a little bit. The other thing too, adjust your seat height so that you're basically fully stretched when you're grabbing the handles. Kind of like the chest press, you don't want to start your position out here. Similarly here, you don't want to start your lat pull down here. You want to have your muscles fully stretched, contracted, fully stretched again. So I have this pretty high. And then from here, you don't want to, let me lower the weight real quick so I can illustrate this point. You don't want to pull with your bicep. Don't do this. You want to pull with your lats. You want to pull with your back. And it can take some time to learn how to do this. My last video addresses this specifically, but you want to pull down with that lat muscle. And if you're just starting out, doing this one arm at a time might help, because then you can actually put your arm on your lat to see if that muscle's being engaged. because if I just pull with my bicep, it really isn't. But the second I start pulling with my back, now I'm starting to feel this. But once you get to a certain level where you know that you're using those muscles, then you can do both arms at the same time. It's just one additional tip to kind of help you learn how to use those back muscles. See, I can already feel my butt coming off. I don't know why these don't adjust, but they don't. Another tip I want to give you guys, you might have noticed, let me lower the weight real quick so I can show you. I don't wrap my thumb around the bar. I don't grab the bar fully. I let my fingers kind of grip the bar like a claw and my thumb is off of that. The reason for that is if you wrap your thumb around it, it's easier to pull with your whole arm. Whereas if you just wrap your fingers around it, create a claw, it's a lot easier to use your back, use the proper muscles, and not pull with your arm. So that is a little tip. You can either wrap your thumb around the top, like with your fingers, or just have them hanging off, whichever you prefer. But that's just a little tip that I like to make sure I'm hitting my back. I feel like I'm just getting started and I'm already sweaty. I'm not joking, it's that hot in here. It's crazy. Oh, fuck. So now it's time for the overhead press. When I do full body workouts, I typically do push, pull, and then legs. Maybe push, pull, legs, you know, something like that. But the reason I do this is because I don't want to hit the same muscle groups back to back, which technically we aren't here, but if I was doing like chest presses and then a decline bench press, you know, I would still be hitting my chest in both. So for that reason, I usually do push, pull, and then legs just to give those muscle groups some time to recover. So we're gonna do overhead press right now. The important thing here is make sure your back stays upright. A lot of people will kind of slouch down in this chair. It's kind of hard because this chair is so small, but they'll, you know, get like this and then they're basically just doing a bench press. So don't do that. You want your back flush up against it, literally slide your butt back, then go against the backrest, and then do the exercise. And here is where you see me make goofy faces, because in order for me to give all my effort with a weight that's pretty hard, I'm gonna have to make some goofy faces. So let's do it. It's okay to take a breather. I was going for 10. Didn't get it. So you guys saw my first failure of the day. It happens. All right, so now we're moving on to bent over rows. I don't do these that often. I would prefer something like a seated cable row, but I don't have one, so I make the equipment work for what I need to do. So the big thing here again is to not pull with your arm. Need to get this cable out of my way. I just put my foot out a little bit so I have a good base between my knee, my leg, and my supporting arm. And again here, try not to pull with your bicep, like your arm. Try to keep this as neutral as possible so that you're pulling with your back. And it helps to think about lifting from this elbow. You not only want to make sure that this elbow at least goes to like your rib cage, somewhere around there, but you want to make sure that when you're pulling, you're not using your bicep like this. You want to use that lat, use those back muscles. And don't forget to wipe down your equipment. Be a good person. All right, so we're gonna finish off today with the seated leg press. One big thing I wanna talk to you guys about. It's not so much leg placement. Leg placement does matter, but the earlier you are in training or the less you're trying to do bodybuilding, the less it matters. Right now, we just need to get our bodies moving. So what I'm concerned about is seat placement. You'll see a lot of people in the gym, they'll start like this, and this is what their leg press will look like. Something like this. What it should look like, if I can adjust this leg press, first time in the gym, bro. That might be a little too low. I'll go like one up. This is where your starting position should be. I like to think that at the lowest point, you should be able to kiss your knees. You want to be low because you want this muscle, your glutes, to be stretched. And if you're way up here, you're barely stretching it. Full contraction, a little bit of stretch, you're not doing a whole lot. So I lower mine. If this is all the way, I'll do one more. And keep in mind, I'm 6 feet tall and I'm using the lowest setting. So if you're shorter than 6 feet tall and you're way back there, don't do that. So once we get here, where we can kiss our knees, then you push through, control that descent, get to the bottom. Sometimes I'll actually watch these weight plates so that I don't actually hit bottom. I just get right next to it and then push off again. So I'll lower down, push through, lower down, push through, and repeat. There we go. Now, I don't know if it's just been a while since I've used a seated leg press. I don't hate it as much as I used to. I still prefer the leg press where you're kind of angled back, almost like you're in a rocket ship. I still prefer that one, but I'm not hating this as much as I used to. And this is actually a good point, that every once in a while, you should go back to a machine you used to hate, an exercise you used to hate, a certain lift, because what you'll find is that as you progress over time, maybe you just learn how to use the muscles better, or maybe, I don't know, something's different. But I've had that happen where I go back to an exercise I no longer do anymore. It feels a lot better. And right now, this is one of them. So I'm in my hotel room editing this video and I realized I didn't create an ending. I just finished my workout and got on with my day. But I really like this video because it's as true to what life presents you, because I'm on the road, I don't have access to my home gym or the gym I usually go to, and I have to make it work. This is how it's done. This is why I made this video. I wanted to show you guys. So if you like the video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It means so much to me. And if you have any comments, questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.